So, ever wonder if the guy in the next cubicle has a secret deal with the boss? Or did you ever get the feeling that your boss doesn't really want you to advance in your job? Well, you're probably not imagining these things. This morning, David Lorenzo, author of Career Intensity, Business Strategy for Workplace Warriors and Entrepreneurs, is here with what he says are the top 5 secrets your boss doesn't want you to know about it.
Yeah.
Well, you have really seen it all. You started as a bellman.
Absolutely.
For Marriott Hotels. You worked your way up into the corporate department.
Worked my way up the corporate ladder, climbing rung by rung.
And you say that there are certain things that the boss really doesn't want to let on. The first being that the boss is really scared to death to talk about your pay?
Well, it's a difficult subject for the boss because they have a budget they have to keep. So in order to make sure that they pay you what you're worth, sometimes they may blow their budget out of proportion. So what you can do to really take advantage of this tip is you can make a good, solid list of all the accomplishments that you've made throughout the last time period you talked to your boss about your pay. Go in and dollarize those. Make sure that you have dollar amounts put specifically next to everything that you've done for the company. This way, the boss can really make a good case for you with the executives to get an kind of out of guidelines increase.
And I guess if you realize that your boss is more afraid to talk about it than you are, it gives you some feeling of having the advantage,
Absolutely.
the upper hand.
You want to keep the conversation, you want to keep emotion out of the conversation. What you want to do is you want to talk about the facts, what you've done for the company over the period of time since the last conversation you had with your boss about pay, and then you want to lay those facts out very businesslike.
Okay, let's get to the 4th secret that your boss doesn't want you to know, that bosses really do make special deals all the time.
Sure. Turning over positions from one person to another costs money. So bosses want to keep you in a position for as long as possible. In the end, if they can keep a person who has specialized skills and knowledge in a job for a longer period of time, it benefits them. What you can do to make sure you take advantage of this is you want to make sure everybody knows, got to kind of get a little famous in the workplace. Make sure everybody knows what you bring to the table, and make sure you can dollarize that figure. Again, that's critically important. You have to be able to tell people what you bring to the company.
Either you're saving the company money or you're making the company. So don't be shy about your accomplishments.
Definitely.
And ask for a special deal.
Ask for a special deal. Absolutely.
They do it all the time.
They do it all the time.
All right, secret number 3, the performance review system is actually worthless. Many companies review their employees periodically. You're saying that it really means nothing.
Well, what happens is you sit down once a year, and that conversation is probably worth 1 to 2% of your pay for going from good to great. Now, 1 to 2% doesn't seem like a lot for all those nights and weekends that you're putting in. How you can make this pay off for you, and how the viewers can make this pay off for them, is really making a good, concise list of accomplishments and showing how they've saved the company money or been able to benefit the company in some way. Then they can go in and say, I want to talk about the next step in my career. Really take that opportunity to have a conversation about moving your career forward versus what you've done or haven't done during the course of the year.
But being declared Employee of the Month is not going to do it.
Employee of the Month is a great plaque, and it's great to put on your resume, yeah, but you can't take it to the bank.
All right, secret number 2. If you advance, your boss loses. Well, that would not seem to be logical. Why would that be the case?
Well, what ends up happening is whenever someone gets promoted, the boss has to pick up the slack. They have to recruit, hire, and train the person to replace that position. Oftentimes, they have to do that job. What you can do to make this easier is you can teach other folks in the area, in your work area, how to do your job. Now, do that when you're up for the promotion. Make sure the boss knows you're doing it. In essence, you become the path of least resistance. So if there's 2 candidates, and the one candidate is going to, and everything's equal, one candidate is going to be promoted, and the backfill for that position is going to be very easy. Much easier to promote that person.
Good point. And the number 1 secret that your boss doesn't want you to know is that you are really better than you think you are. What do you mean by that?
Absolutely. Confidence is key, so you're better than you think you are. Oftentimes, super achievers will be able to go out on their own, and they'll be able to promote themselves, start their own business, and they can make oftentimes 10 times more than they would normally make if they had stayed in a corporate environment. 10 times, that's phenomenal. So you're better than you think you are.
So the secret is not only to negotiate with your boss, but to leave your boss eventually.
Also, to have the confidence to be able to go out on your own at some point is phenomenal. You can give yourself a raise by doing that.
All right. Thank you so much, David Lorenzo. Good advice as folks are seeking more money in the workplace and advancement. We'll be right back.